Manchester United, Wolves. This is a massive game for Manchester United. Probably the best chance Manchester United have out of the two of silverware this season, being the Champions League as well. But that's going to be very difficult. Manchester United being drawn against Barcelona in the Champions League. And the FA Cup does hold Manchester United's best chance of silverware due to the fact that there's a lot of teams in the FA Cup that are sort of unexpected teams. I know the hardest team, Man City, is still in it, but if Manchester United could get past Wolves, then potentially Man City will be could be the only stumbling block between Manchester United and FA Cup glory. Now, who would have ever thought that Manchester United would be still in the FA Cup or still in the Champions League at this stage of the season? When Solskjaer took over, no one thought that at all, and we've got a number of concerns, injuries to worry about for this game again. It is difficult times for Manchester United. But after this game, it would be great if Manchester United could sign this game off with a win and move on to the international break. It would be the best opportunity to get an international break. I know people hate the international break, but we have got a number of players that won't be going on international duty, so that will be a massive plus for Manchester United. We can then rest them players up and get them fit and ready for the next game against Watford in the Premier League. We've had just too many injuries, and players have had to step into them and done a very, very good job. But I mean, some of the times I think maybe we could have done with a different option that we haven't had because of injuries and that, and it maybe has hindered Manchester United a little bit. And going into this one, Lukaku is a massive doubt, and it looks like he will probably be out of this game, which for Manchester United is a massive blow because we're still not sure whether Herrera, Jesse Lingard, Mata, all them I presume are out of the team. And we're also hearing that Greenwood is pretty much out as well, I think, barring coming through a late fitness test because he's been ill this week. I mean, give or take what you believe of that, but it doesn't look like he will probably participate either. So that's going to leave Manchester United very thin on the ground, certainly on the substitutes bench. We're going to have to play with, probably going to play with the front two, I would presume, in this game. So this is how I would presume Manchester United will probably line up for this game. The two centre-halves will probably be Lindelof and Smalling. Then you've got, obviously, Ashley Young out banned, so it'll be Dalot and Shaw as the fullbacks. I believe I can't see Valencia coming back into it yet. I think he's pretty much just been phased out. I'm not too sure how badly he is injured, but he knows he's on his way in the summer, and I think sometimes he could have played. Just hasn't been selected for Manchester United. But the midfield three is going to be interesting. He may go with Matic again and play Pogba and Fred. I mean, that's what I would presume he would play, and then maybe Pereira sort of in a more advanced role, and then Rashford and Martial as the two strikers. I would presume it could well be something like that, or he could put Pogba in a more advanced position. I mean, the midfield could also have Scott McTominay in there for Matic as well. I mean, the options are a bit limited in that forward line, but I can't see anything other than a front two for this game, considering that now Lukaku is, I think, out of the game, and then you're looking at the substitutes bench. It's going to probably have to be Tai Chong on the substitutes bench, and if any of the other injuries haven't cleared up, probably Angel Gomez will be on the substitutes bench as well. I would presume if Mason Greenwood isn't available and the likes of Lingard and Herrera aren't available either, then I think it will be Angel Gomez over James Gardner, because he's played a lot more deeper, and he played more deeper for the UEFA Youth League game against Midtjylland in the week. I believe I didn't watch the game, but he seems to play a lot deeper for them. But when he has come on for Manchester United, he's usually played in a wider area, and I think he's certainly more an attacking player than James Garner, and we're probably going to need some firepower on the substitutes bench just in case Manchester United are chasing this game at any point in time, and you've just got to throw the kitchen sink at the game just to try and get back into the game in a cup tie, and we're going to have some attacking options on the substitutes bench. I mean, you're not going to be the most confident if Manchester United are losing and we have to bring on Chong or Gomez to try and rescue the game. I'd be more confident if we were bringing Mason Greenwood on, due to the fact of his attacking talent, and obviously his goal scoring ability has been second to none for the youth team this season. So you'd obviously be more confident that he's going to come on and produce a moment and score a goal right over the other two. But Gomez can certainly create stuff, and Chong's still a fantastic prospect for you team and for football anyway. So it could still be a case of that, but we'll have to wait and see. It would be nice to have seen maybe Jesse Lingard on the substitutes bench, because he's a player that I feel certainly against Arsenal we really lacked that sort of player in the team, and we don't have another player like Jesse Lingard in the team. But it will be interesting to see Anthony Martial starting this game and along up front with Rashford. I think he's probably the better of the finishers that Manchester United have at this club, although probably hasn't been consistent enough over the years, Anthony Martial, but still a very good finisher for Manchester United, but should be hitting 20 goals a season at least in all competitions, and just hasn't done that for Manchester United yet. I think he's only got about 11 goals this season. Should have got way more than that. That's the only disappointment. I know he's been injured the last few weeks, but him and Rashford should really be starting to knock on next season on the upwards of 20 goals. Both of them get roughly the same amount of goals, but I think Marcus Rashford's got more assists this season than Anthony Martial. But hopefully Martial can cause this Wolves team a lot of problems. But they've been very, very good this season. They're in, I think, 7th position in the league, so they're about the best of the rest. Them and Watford are about the best of the rest in the Premier League, so it's going to be difficult to beat these away at Wolves, but I'm going to put my neck on the line and say Manchester United scrape the victory 2-1 somehow. Anthony Martial, Rashford and Paul Pogba, I'm hoping, step up to the plate in this game. But it will be interesting to see what the substitutes are tomorrow, to see how the game plans out. But we've got to get through this tie. I know people are saying the game in the league against Wolves is more important. Yeah, maybe it is for the revenue and whatnot of Manchester United, bringing in that money, but Manchester United is all about winning trophies, and I would be so delighted if Manchester United can get themselves a trophy this season under Van Gaal. Even though we finished outside the Champions League places, I was absolutely delighted when we beat Crystal Palace in that final, when Jesse Lingard scored that winner. I was over the moon, and that's what it's all about, going to Wembley, and that's what it'd be. Getting to Wembley for the semi-final will be a fantastic occasion. Probably play Man City in the semi-final, because we've got so many hard teams this season. But who gives a shit? We've got to beat who we've got to beat to get through this and try and win a trophy. Realistically, it's our best trophy, and it's probably on the back burner for Man City, to be honest. It's probably their least of their worries. So for Manchester United, it's got to be up there. I mean, obviously it's the least of our worries as well, but it's still got to be a high priority in terms of the winnable trophy for Manchester United, whereas Man City still want to win the league and want to win the Champions League as well. But realistically, this is Manchester United's main chance of silverware, so I think we've got to go all hell bent out to win this game and get through and try and get to that final again, what we did last season, and bring that trophy back to Old Trafford. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on the game. How do you see it planning out with the injuries that we've got? Hopefully after the international break they will clear up. I think there's only going to be a number of players that stay behind on this international break, so that'll be fantastic for Manchester United. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll talk to you all again soon. See ya.